Hi everybody, Brian here, Class A plus English. Today we're going to look at the word get in English. We're going to look at some phrasal verbs and some expressions. Um, there are many ways we can use get in English, but we're going to look at some typical expressions, some typical idioms to help you um, sound more natural, because native speakers will use this word all the time, and hopefully show you some examples and you can use them in your language when you're speaking English as well, and that will help you sound more natural. Okay, let's jump into it. Okay, all right, here we go. So, now I get it. Phrases with get. Now I get it. Now I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to explain the four basic meanings of just the word get. Okay, but today we're looking at phrasal verbs, for example. This expression, now I get it, means now I understand. Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand. I don't get it. I don't get what he's saying. It's too complicated for me. So let's jump in. All right, let's have a look. Complete each sentence with one word, preposition, or an adverb. Let's look at A. We're moving to Kansas, so we have to get rid a lot of old furniture. He got blank financial trouble after the divorce and couldn't pay the bills. Oh dear. I really hate getting at 6 a.m., 6 o'clock in the morning. It's way too early for me. Give me a call when you get back your trip, all right? And E is when the bus stops and you hear the signal, you can safely get it. Okay, great. Any more? Let's have a look. Okay, A. Let's do some geography. I'm from Ireland. This is Class A plus English. And we're going to go A for Athenry. The fields of Athenry, everybody. We're moving to Kansas, so we have to get rid. Now, maybe you want to pause the screen, have a think about it for a minute, and then I'll give you the answers, okay? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're moving to Kansas, so we have to get rid of a lot of old furniture. To get rid of something, to throw away. Another phrasal verb, to throw something away. It's broken. Oh no, the TV is broken. Throw it away. All right, B. B for Belfast. He got financial trouble after the divorce and he couldn't pay his bills. So trouble there, to get into financial trouble after the divorce and he couldn't pay the bills. You can get into financial trouble, you can get into trouble. I got into trouble with my boss. My boss is very angry with me. Oh no, I didn't finish the report on time and I got into trouble. I really hate getting in the morning. I hate getting up. I hate getting up at 6 a.m. Sorry, I just pressed another button. It's 6 a.m. is way too early. Give me a call back. Give me a call when you get back from your trip. I can say I get to work. Yeah, like I arrive. I get to work at 9 a.m. and I get back. I return to my house at 5 p.m. or whatever it is to get back from somewhere. You go on holiday and then you get back. Oh, wow. When did you get back? All right. E. E is for? That's right. It's for Ennis. When the bus stops and you hear the signal, you can safely get, now to exit the bus, to get off it. Now, sometimes people have problems with this, yeah? For like a bus, I get on a bus, I get off the bus. Think of it as in like large transport. I get on a train, I get off a train. I get on a plane, I get off a plane. However, smaller methods of transport, think a car, I don't get on a car, I get in the car. I get out of the car. I get in a boat, a little boat. I live in Alicante. There's a marina. You get in the boat, you get out of the boat. Get in the car, get out of the car. Bigger, bigger machines. I don't know what you want to say. Yeah, get on, get off. All right. Let's learn some vocabulary. All right. What do we got here? So again, we have three choices here. We've got some phrasal verbs. Press pause. We have some example sentences here on the left. Have a think, and then we'll go through the answers, okay? Let's look at the question. Well, let's look at the sentences. It can take weeks to get over an illness like that. I know from personal experience that you never, ever really get over an awful loss like this in your family, to get over something, okay? Now, let's have a look at the sentence. We have a definition here. Get over. Start, want, seem. To feel happy or well again. It can take weeks to get over an illness. Like a personal loss, like maybe somebody dies or your pet dies or something happens. It takes time to start would be the answer. Basically, to get over something is to recover. Yeah. I was very ill with the flu last week, but I got over it after a few days. But also, it can be emotional. An emotional, something sad. You break up with your girlfriend, you break up with your boyfriend, or somebody passes away, or something like this that makes you kind of emotionally sad. But after a while, time is a great healer, and you will hopefully get over it. You will start to feel happy or better or well again. All right, let's have a look at B. B for Ballymun. It's a neighborhood in Dublin. All right, get on. It says have a relationship. Have a bad relationship. Have an unstable relationship, or have a good relationship. Okay, let's look. We're getting on much better now that we don't live together. Another one, it's important that you get on with your colleagues, your workmates. We're getting on much better now that we don't live together. It's really important that you get on with the people that you work with, your colleagues. So I know it's going to be have a good relationship with someone. So I can say, I get on with my boss. I get on really well with my boss. My boss is fantastic. I get on really well with her. We have a very good relationship. John, I don't get on with John very well. We don't like each other. We just don't get on. All right. C is for Cork, I suppose. They thought they could get away with cheating with their taxes. How can he get away with speaking to his mother like that? Now, let's look at the definition. To get away with something, to do something bad, being punished or criticized for it. They thought they could get away with not paying their taxes or cheating, tax evasion. Or question, how does he get away with it? How does he get away with speaking to people like that? What do you think is the answer? 1, 2, or 3? It's 3. To get away with something. I'm not really sure what's happening in Paris at the moment. Yeah, this is I'm making this video in November 2025, but recently there was a huge robbery at the museum, the Louvre in Paris. And I'm not sure, did they get away with it? Or they've arrested some people, right? So the bank robbers got away. They did not get caught. But you can also get away with your actions. There's no repercussions, yeah? To do something bad without being punished or caught. A song by the Pet Shop Boys, I think. Getting away with it. All right, let's try the D. D for Dundalk. Again, I'm always shouting out the Y's in Dundalk. To get across, manage to communicate an idea quickly, clearly, or finally. To get something across. I was trying to get across how much I admired them. What message are you trying to get across to the consumer? If I admire something, here's another phrasal verb. If I admire someone, I think they're great. Yeah, I listen to them. I respect them. We have a phrasal verb. It's to look up to someone. If you look up to someone, you admire them. Yeah. All right. So I was trying to get across how much I admired them. What message are you trying to get across to the consumer? What do you think is the answer here? To get across, manage to communicate an idea clearly so that people understand what you're saying, to get your idea across. As a teacher, with my students, I want to get an idea across to them so that they understand. All right. E for, again, and let's have a look. To get ahead, become in one's life or career. We have successful, we have rich, or we have famous. Nice. Okay, let's look at the example sentences. Sometimes you have to be ruthless to get ahead in business. Ruthless. Okay, we'll look at this word in a minute. 1 in 4 parents believes that good education is essential in getting ahead in life. All right, let's look at ruthless. To be ruthless means kind of very hard, you know? You're able to make the tough decisions, yet to be ruthless in business, you definitely have to be ruthless. You cannot be like, oh, but he's my friend, or I like her. No, you have to go, duck, 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 make a decision, maximize those profits, everybody. All right. And then I'm not sure about the second one. 1 in 4, one parent in every 4 believe that good education is essential to get ahead in life. I think that sounds very low for me, but anyway. So what do you think is the correct word here? We have to be successful in life, to be rich in life, or to be famous in life. What do you think? It's successful, okay? To be successful. Okay. What we have now is some quotes. To quote somebody. I am the greatest. That's not me. That was a quote by Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer, yeah, whose grandfather came from Ennis. All right. What do the quotes below mean? Quotes below mean. Do you agree or disagree with them? Mark Twain, the famous American writer, the secret of getting ahead, yeah, being successful is getting started. What do you think that means to get ahead? Well, what do you think this quote means? The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Well, I think what that means is you cannot wait for the perfect moment, you know? Because if you wait for the perfect moment to do something, to start something, you can be waiting for forever, basically. Sometimes it's better to just get started, go for it, and do it. So that's what Mark Twain says. The secret of success is just doing it, yeah? All right, Lorna Landvik. I have no idea who Lorna Landvik is, and she's probably incredibly famous Incredibly important. I'm sorry, I've never heard of her. I'll check it out later on. What does she say? She says good posture and an attitude lets you get away with anything, to get away with something. Good posture and attitude. So this is kind of body language, right? To have the correct body language. Eye contact. Stand up straight. Lets you get away with anything. So there's no consequence to what you do as long as you carry yourself very well. As long as you carry yourself, as your demeanor, your body language is good, you know? So you got to be very like, you know, eye contact, open. You're not like looking down and mumbling. All right? Yeah, good posture and attitude. Sometimes I think that is quite true. Humor. All right, this is Cyndi Lauper. Girls just wanna have fun. Yeah. Humor is a great great vehicle for getting a message across, and this is very true, right? Humor is really good for trying to get people to listen to what you're going to say. You know, it's definitely very good by giving a presentation. If you try, you know, always make a joke if you can. If you have that ability, try to make a joke, and people are more receptive to what you're saying, you know? Okay. Yeah, I agree with all of these. Ken Livingstone, who is a famous London politician, he was the mayor of London. Well, I get on with people who believe in something, to get on, to have a good relationship. I get on with people who believe in something. What does that mean? I get on with people who believe in something. I suppose he likes people who have, how would you say it? They have a belief, I suppose you would say, you know, that they believe in something, you know. He's a politician. He's kind of a left-wing politician, you know, so he was kind of improving society, basically. So, you know, he thinks he gets on with people who have some kind of belief and determination in what they're doing rather than people who don't. And I would agree with that. The last one is unknown. I don't know who he is. I always end with a joke. Forget it enough to get over it. Remember it enough so it doesn't happen again. Let's look at that. Forget it enough to get over the flu, to get over that emotional trauma. Remember it enough so it doesn't happen again. I guess that is all about making mistakes, you know? We all make mistakes, but I think the key is not to keep making the same mistake. You know, you make a mistake and you try to learn from that and you don't repeat it. I think that's what it's saying. All right, next up, more phrases. Okay, complete the dialogues with the words in the boxes. We have foot, ground, slide, skin, wind, and word. All right. Again, pause the video, have a look, think what you think are the correct answers. They might be new phrases, but I will explain, okay? So, 3, 2, 1. All right. A says, I took a job as a secretary to get A in the door. And Brian says, that's a good start. You need to work hard now and look for ways to get promoted. There's get on its own. I'm going to explain get on its own at the end. I took a job as a secretary to get a foot, ground, side, skin, wind, or word. It's to get, this is a very typical expression, it's to get a foot in the door, to get your foot in the door. So, for example, internships. a lot of people believe doing an internship with a company is a good way, it's a very productive way of getting your foot in the door. So although you work for the company for very low money or if any money or it's voluntary or whatever, the thing is, right, you get to learn about the job that you're doing. You get to learn, you get to meet the people, you get to network, as they say, I suppose. And then, of course, maybe, hopefully, in the future, when they're looking for someone, they'll think, oh, there's that crazy Irish guy, Brian. Yeah, he can do that job because he was an intern. Yeah, so to get your foot in the door. All right, B for Halimina. How was the meeting? Terrible. John talked so much that nobody could get a in edgeways. In edgewise. I say edgeways. I need to check that. For an hour, meaning John was talking and talking and talking and talking. And people often accuse me of this sometimes. There have been times that I have been accused, and that's how I would say it. So if someone is talking and talking and talking, like I couldn't get a word in. I couldn't get a word in. I might be completely wrong here, but I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Couldn't get a word in edgewise. We all know that kind of person. Yeah, we all know these people. Okay. All right. C for Cavan. Oh, I can't listen to him. He's really getting under my. Yeah, I know he can be really irritating. Just ignore him and relax. If someone is annoying me, they're irritating me, they're getting under my, what do you think? Which one? Ground, side, skin, or wind? To get under my skin. Someone's getting, another expression would be to get on my nerves. Someone's getting on my nerves. They're irritating me, they're annoying me, they're getting under my skin. Something like that. And they're just annoying me. They're annoying me a lot. So just ignore him and relax. All right. You seem to work really hard. We're still trying to get this new project off like an aeroplane, and that's why I've been working a lot of overtime lately. So, you start a new project, you want it to take off like an aeroplane, you want it to get off the ground, yeah? I have a project and it's starting to get off the ground. It's starting to take off, meaning be successful, right? Okay, E for England. We have a crisis in the organization and I don't want the press to get of it. All right, the press, meaning the newspapers, the media. So we have a crisis, we have a big problem in the organization, and I don't want the media, the press to get. We've got two choices. We can say, I don't want the press to get side of it, or I don't want the media to get wind of it. And the expression there is to get wind of something, to find out. I don't want the newspapers, I don't want the media to find out about this. We're having a surprise party for Maria on Friday. I don't want her to get wind of it. I don't want her to find out that we're having a surprise birthday party or something like that, right? Okay, F. Let's go for a country, for France. What's wrong? You look really annoyed. I nearly did a French accent there, but I'm not going to do it. You look really annoyed. What's wrong? Nothing. I got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. As far as I know, this comes back, the etymology of this expression is the Romans. I think the Romans used to get, when they got up out of bed, they would get up on the left side. And if you got up on, like, for example, on the right side, it was considered bad luck. Yeah, they were quite superstitious, you know. As far as I know, that's where that comes from. So I get up in the morning, there's no coffee, I've run out of coffee, and I'm late for work, and I get to work, and there's a delay, and my boss is angry with me, and I'm really busy, and I'm like, "Arr, what's wrong with Brian? Oh, I think he got up on the wrong side of bed. He's just grumpy. Yeah, he's very, very grumpy in the morning. All right, let's have a look. Now, what we have here is we have some expressions, what we just did, and we have some definitions. Let's have a look. So the first one is like being the internship, to get a foot in the door. So let's look at the possible answers. To be in a bad mood and to be easily annoyed all day, to have an opportunity to speak, to find out about something secret, okay, to annoy someone, to get your first opportunity to work in a company, in an organization, and to start something and make it successful. So the first one is to get your foot in the door. Again, pause the video, have a look, have a think, take it easy, and I will go through the answers for you. 3, 2, 1, let's go. To get your foot in the door is to get your opportunity to start work. So it doesn't have to be like internship. It's just getting started in the company or getting started in the business, or not necessarily business. It could be working in the theater, you know, maybe at the beginning, or working in film. Maybe your job at the beginning is making coffee for everybody, you know, but like, at least you've got your foot in the door, and that's where you can start, and hopefully you can build on that. Okay, so what often people say to me is that they can never, I talk a lot sometimes, and people say, oh, Brian, for God's sake, I can't get a word in edgewise. It is number 2. I talk a lot. And then people get really annoyed with me. I get under their skin. They get fed up with me because I'm just like, bah, 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 bah. All right, C, to get under someone's skin. Again, what I just said is that's right, number 4, yeah? To annoy someone. He's really getting under my skin. To get something off the ground, to get your new project, it's getting off the ground. It is number 6. And I wouldn't say actually make it successful. I think it's just, for me, to get something off the ground, it's just to start doing something. You know what I mean? It's just to get that. If something's successful, it's later on, you know, but like to get something off the ground is to just start that project going. Now, to get wind of something, don't tell Maria we're having a secret party. I don't want her to get wind of it. It's number 3, a secret. I don't want Maria to find out about the secret party we're going to have for her birthday, or something like that, right? Don't tell anyone. I don't want anyone to get wind of it. Top secret, yeah? Top secret. Mm-mm. All right, last one. Get up on the wrong side of the bed. And so that's number 1. It's to be in a bad mood and to be really annoyed. I wouldn't say all day, like just to get up on the wrong side of bed is just very annoying, and you start the day really, really badly. All right, so those were some very natural, typical expressions that native speakers will use, and you can use them too. You can incorporate them into your language. I know it seems very difficult but get is a really important one in the English language because we use it all the time. Now, those were phrases and phrasal verbs. Yeah, I get up in the morning. I get back home at 5 p.m. But let me give a quick review of the word get. Often students say to me, what the hell does get mean? And it's like, because it seems to mean everything, right? Now, I'm not talking about phrasal verbs, so there's no preposition at the end, just the word get. And get means four things. And the first one, get means, is to become, yeah? To get tired, to get hungry, to get old, to get rich, or die trying. 50 cent joke there for you. All right, yeah, to become old, to become tired, to become sick, to get old, to get tired, to get bored, right? So that's the first one. That's probably the most typical one, right? Is to become. The second one is to receive. Get meaning to receive. I got an email from my boss this morning. I got an email from my boss. To get a phone call. Yeah, I got a phone call from Beyonce last night. Brian, I love you. And then the other one would be like, is to get a birthday present. Yeah, what did you get for your last birthday present? To get a, whatever, to get a present, right? So it's to receive. Number three is to obtain. Now, this is quite similar to receive, okay? But I'm in Spain, I'm living in Alicante. Now, if I want to go to, I was going to say USA, but I don't want to go to the USA at the moment, the way things are. If I wanted to go to Australia, first of all, I have to get a visa to obtain it. So I can receive an email, I can receive a letter, I can receive a birthday present or a phone call. I can get a phone call, I get an email. But to obtain is a little bit different because I have to go to the embassy. I have to go to the Australian embassy and, or maybe the website, I don't know. I have to apply for a visa. Why do people go to university? They go to university to obtain a diploma, a degree, etc. I want to drive a car. I want to drive a car. What do I need to do if I want to drive my car here in Spain? I need to get a driving license. I have to go to the office. I have to make an application. I have to do the test and all that. So that is to become, to get old, to get rich, to get tired, to get bored, to get angry, to receive, to get a phone call, to get a birthday present, to get an email, to obtain it, to get a visa, to get a license, to get a diploma, to get a master's, whatever it is. And then finally, the last one is to fetch. Fetch, you say? Yeah, to fetch. I have a dog. We're going to call him, I have an imaginary dog. I'm going to call him Satan. Okay? So he's a Rottweiler. And I go to the park and I pick up a stick and I say, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? And then I pick up the stick and I throw it and I say, fetch, Satan, fetch. And Satan goes, then he comes back, right? With the stick. And then I have a cat, you know. So I pick up the stick, I take the stick from Satan, and I throw the stick, and I say to my cat, Keddy, fetch! And my cat's like sitting there going, you fetch it, you fetch it. Because cats will not do that, right? That's one of the differences between cats and dogs. So I go, and then I bring it back to my cat. So to fetch means to bring, all right? Somebody comes to the office, you know, a client comes to the office, you say to the client or the customer or whoever it is, Can I get you something to drink? Can I bring you something? I say to my colleague, can you get me the file over there? Yeah. My friend is going to the supermarket. I say, oh, can you get me some milk? All right. Can you bring me some milk? Can you bring some milk back? You know what I mean? So that's the four meanings of get on its own. I'm not talking phrasal verbs. I'm not talking expressions. So the first one is to become, yeah, to get old, to get tired, to receive, email, phone call, birthday present, to obtain, license, visa, degree, diploma, and then the last one is to fetch, is to bring. Can you get me the book over there? Can you get me that file? Okay, that is those are the four meanings of get. I'm going to leave you there, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're new, please like and subscribe. There's definitely I'm going to be making more of these videos. Also, I play video games. You can go onto the YouTube channel. You'll see on the playlist plenty of story-driven games where I'm explaining the vocabulary, playing games probably quite badly, but yeah, explaining the vocab and stuff like that. I'm going to leave you there. Take it easy. See you soon. And I'll be back on Sunday. Okay? Bye bye. And I need to do this. All right. Bye bye.